Yeah, I mean, every game's big. Obviously, if you lose it, the next one becomes bigger. But there's a lot of games left. We battled. We just haven't found a way to get over the hump, that turning point in games. And both games are pretty similar. You're 37-35. We're winning against Texas, and the game went the other way, and 43-42. And you battled back at Texas Tech, and didn't make the plays when we needed to and get the stops. So we've been very good defensively, but we got to be good defensively down the stretch, and then we got to execute a little better. West Virginia provides they're not press Virginia totally anymore, but they still provide a total different look because of how they play. And each game is different. I think that's what makes our league very special, because you got different styles, very good players, good coaches, and you got to be prepared each game.
Obviously, the Big 12, you got to get easy points, and there's no easier points, I don't believe, than getting free throws. And right now, K-State is off to its worst start with free throws in the last 53 years. What do you think has been the issue there?
I'm not sure. I didn't know we were the worst in 53 years, but one, I don't think we get there enough. Now, we did the other night, and then we've left some points on the board. Our guys, we put a lot of time in the shooting. I'm not sure. We haven't shot well. We haven't shot free throws. We haven't shot threes. We haven't shot, even twos very well. And, it's just, we came back yesterday. That was one of the first things we did in the morning with weights, was get to the free throw line. And, for free throws, it's confidence, it's routine, it's rhythm. And right now, we probably don't have any of those on our offensive end. We don't have great rhythm. We don't have good, confidence, and somehow we got to break through that.
Is that maybe the difference? You talk about confidence. Last year, you guys were the 4th best free throw shooting team in K-State history, and now you're toward the bottom of all of Division I. Is it just confidence? Is that what?
Well, it's obviously it's time. It's putting time in free throws. Guys, it used to be that when you were a kid, you just went and worked on free throws. Now everyone's working on three-pointers or working on step backs. They're doing all that stuff, and then when you get to the easy points, you don't have that. Some of it is who gets the free throws. Obviously, we have some that are better than others. The problem is, like, the other night, just, Carty's 7 for 9, which has actually been better than he is. But, he goes 8 for 9. Xavier only misses 1. Barry only misses 1. Now it's, might make a difference in the game. So it's, any shooting coach will tell you, they talk about confidence and they talk about routine. Mm-hmm. And, and that's important with it.
Bruce, what's the latest on Dean? Is he getting really
He's made progress. I don't want to tell you he's going to play this day or that day, because we don't know each step. He's got to survive the step and take another one. He worked out for the first time over the weekend. He's been running and first gotten out of his boot, then into a shoe, and then walking a mile and a half, walking 2 miles, then running in the pool, then jumping in the pool, then the Ultra G, all the different things that they do. And, now he's on the court doing some things. And, the whole thing is, when he wakes up in the morning, does he tell us he's okay or not? And so far, we've been able to take each step, and, we'll see. This next 3-4 days is big for him, to really, say, hey, we think we can have him here sometime soon.
How difficult is dealing with a lingering issue like Cam's right now, not knowing he's going to be able to go game?
I mean, it's not fun, because we didn't know who was going to start. We didn't know who was going to play. Dean's not going to play, but you don't know if you have him. And it's always good to have some stability in your as a coach and as a player. And obviously, we didn't get off to a great start against Texas Tech, and you spot them 14, and then you play your butts off, and you give yourself a chance. But if you don't spot them there, margin, maybe the game's different. So, I think Cam is. I don't know if you guys talked to him or not. He practiced. He is not in bad pain. He has some pain. He practiced some. We really kind of getting. If he even goes and practice, they put him back in the boot at night, and it's gonna be a year. I hope not, but I would anticipate year round now, or the rest of the year, we're gonna have to watch him and manage him.
With Sean, it seems like he's had his 2 best games here the last 2. Is that a role he can continue moving forward?
There's, I guess when you look at Kamal's situation and then Dean's situation, you always look for opportunity and who's going to step up. And the one thing Sean does is he is a playmaker. He's a willing passer, and he has that kind of natural playmaking ability. He's got some quickness. Right now, he seems fearless. He got checked part of the game, made 2-3 big plays the other day. So making some progress. And we talked about missing summer that. That he would be behind, and that, we hope by December he'd catch up, and, hopefully now he has a better understanding. I asked who's improved the other day, and he raised his hand. He said, defensively, I've improved, Coach. And I said, that's basically because you didn't know anything when you got here. And he laughed, and he said, you're probably right. So, so he can pressure the basketball, he can push the basketball, he can make some plays, and, hopefully we find a glimmer of positive out of the guys being hurt and other guys getting opportunity.
How have the first couple of weeks gone for Good News Kafagel and what he's able to do for you guys?
Well, the big thing was, we didn't have Dean in practice. We didn't have, Cam for a lot of practices. So when we made that decision, we just and he wanted to. His family had really wanted to. Since he committed or whatever, and we were just kind of going to see how we wanted to make sure it was what was best for him and our program, and but he's done a nice job. He gives us a versatile guy, and gives you a scout guy. He's a scout team guy that means Coach Korn, Coach Fraser don't have to play all the time, and then. For him, it's, for next year, just learning. He's probably learned more basketball in 10 days than, maybe anyone's ever taught him before. So he'll tell you that. Sunday I came up to the office, he was up there, he was watching film, and, now he's got to get strong. The weight room will be a big part of it for him.
Going back to Cam, is the plan to be able to play at the 20-minute mark again? Or
I hope maybe a few more minutes, but we'll see. And we really I told the coach we had to watch the timeouts. Anytime it was near a timeout, now you not only get them out, but you get that extra couple minutes there. And I think our coach did a good job. We also wanted to have some minutes if we were right in the game at the end, and. I don't know what we would have done if it would have come down the gut check, because we would have been pushing his minutes.
Where would you say right now just the mentality or the morale of the team is at?
Oh, I hope they're disappointed, and it just we've had to deal with some adversity. You got hopefully it makes you tougher. But you got to step up. This league is not very forgiving. Whether you're healthy or not, it's you got to come and play every game. Everybody's fighting their butts off, and you got 10 really good teams that on any given night you got to be ready and get some consistency.
You see some parallels with West Virginia's and a little bit similar situation. Konate.
Well, you got Konate out, and they lost some pretty good players from a year ago, and they're still trying to figure it out. Obviously, Coach Huggins has been pretty verbal publicly about his displeasure, but they compete. They led Texas Tech at home the last minute. Texas, they cut it to 2 with a minute something left, and Coleman hit an unbelievable 3. So it's and even the other games they've lost in the non-conference, they've been right there with every game. I think he's been trying to figure out what's the best defense for his team and what's the best offense. So it's a little bit unexpected how he plays. You just, because they've been playing more zone, they've been playing more half-court defense. They only press a little bit. They've been triangling 2, boxing 1. They've played a bunch of different things, just trying to figure out a niche for this group.
Is that some of the similar things you dealing with, just trying to fit?
I think ours is more, well, you're always, when you lose Dean, how do you make up this and that? And, we've been pretty solid defensively. We got to do a better job in the gut check part of the game and not breaking down. There's probably 5-6 plays in the defensively against Texas Tech. If we just do a basketball right defending action, now we take away 6-8 points, and now it's maybe a different game. So we got to get a little better there. I think, obviously, offensively is where we, you miss not only his scoring but his passing, and he spreads you out. And then when Cam's in there, they chase him, they worry about him, so that makes it easier on the other guys. So you gotta figure things out. You gotta scheme a lot. I thought second half we figured out some things against Texas Tech. We just couldn't get over the hump to finish the game.